What's up guys, Frank here from Garageaholic giving you another episode of the Fire Orange M3 S54 behind me. This is a 1989 M3. If you guys have not seen it, please take a look down below at the playlist. We are now on part 21. Don't know how many parts there's gonna be, but there's gonna be a few more to get some good progress on this and get this thing on the road. Today we're gonna be doing a lot of cool stuff. We're gonna be doing some hood work. We're gonna be doing headlights. We're gonna be retrofitting an LED low and high beam retrofit, which is gonna be pretty cool on these DEPO lights. And we're gonna get that whole front end completely done. So guys, stand by. You don't wanna miss it. All right, so we've got Dan working on the headlights. Now these are DEPO lights. So they are eBay lights, if you will. They've got they're smoked smileys. And we are retrofitting an MLED. Dan, do we still have the box? Yes, we do. Yeah. It's a Morimoto MLED 2.0 bi LED. Now, bi LED means that we are only doing the low beams, which are a low/high. So it's got the low and the high beams built into it. And this is the unit right here. It's a pretty nifty unit. It's got some covering on the lens for now. But there are some modifications we need to do to get this to fit into those housings. But this is a very easy to wire. You just put your input here. Your inputs for high and low go here, very standard connectors. And then this goes to the ballast, which then goes to the headlight assembly connected right here. Very simple to install. Just make a couple of notches inside the headlight and don't forget to use your RTV gasket maker. The instructions are on the website, although they are not very helpful, so we had to figure this out on our own and make sure that we got this thing right and it was sitting correctly. And we'll test it out when we're done with this set and then we'll install them on the car.
So I needed to voice over this part because I messed up with the audio. But basically this is the assembly, right? And there's this metal bracket that it comes with that we need to discard. This guy is just no good. It doesn't even fit. I mean, it doesn't fit in the headlight housing. I think it's just some sort of generic bracket that comes with all these kits. So in lieu of that, there's these small little tabs that you need to use, and that provides the same amount of spacing inside between the headlight housing and the back circuit card that allows you to get this thing installed. So what we need to do is take that and we need to trim the little piece in there, a little bit of headlight housing, the plastic part, so that this thing actually sits in nice and flush. And you don't want to push it in too much because you have to make sure that when you put that back headlight housing on, the 3D printed piece, and that aluminum piece kind of screws in. And here's the harness. The harness needs to be removed prior to installing all this because you got a little grommet on the backside that sits into the big hole. And then you have a plug bracket, a plug as well there that kind of sits inside. So we're going to seal the whole thing up with RTV, make sure that there's no water ingress or moisture ingress that gets in there, and we should be in good shape.
I installed the shrouds on here around the radiator. I installed the condenser and plumbed it up and tightened that down. The radiator with its oil cooler is now installed and secured. So all the tubing and piping is tightened up. So we've got to do a little bit more work on that to secure some of these. But in order to get our 16-inch spout pusher fan installed there, I felt like it's best to take this off around here and around the fenders to take this off easily. Then we'll be able to put our fan in, put this back on, then put the bumper on, and then we can start working on installing the headlights and the grills. All right, stage complete. We got this back on. We installed our fan. We've got a holder up here. We've got a holder up into here, and then we've got actually a push rod going through both of those radiators, and it's clipped on the backside. So having said that, we've got 3 really good strong locations here, and we can do our custom wiring of the fan to the switch, which will actually get operated by the side radiator. So the radiator is going to have a temp switch, and that's going to end up operating just like the normal E30. So it'll be operated, it'll turn on with the AC, it'll do all that good stuff that we know and love. Now that we've got everything basically done, we can install the headlights. Now we've done our MLED HID retrofit here, and that is what it looks like when it's all done, which is pretty cool, pretty professional. We got some sealant around this, so it's going to be a nice, secure, sealed unit. We're going to have to do some creative wiring here, and we have to mount the ballast, and we'll have to figure out a place to put that ballast. But right now, installing these headlights into the car is going to be a relatively easy job, so let's start working on that right now. Oh, man. we will work Porsche, and it won't be too long, I promise. Get in those sliders. Yep. Now, before we put the hood on, there's a little bit of engine work I would like to do first. There's not much we need to do. Actually, Dan, why don't you bring it down a little bit? I don't think that it's on the stands. As he's bringing it down, you'll see that we've got the radiator installed. We've got to fine tune that a little bit. We've got the wiring harness right there that we have to snake over and around. So we'll probably have to remove the grills again just to get the wiring harness around. But we got to finish the S54 wiring harness. So there is another harness that we need to install, and that is for the oxygen sensors, and I think there's a couple of other things, but that needs to go and install here and snake around. And we're going to start putting stuff inside the glove box where the DME is going to reside. So we got a couple more things to do in the engine bay before we put the hood on, and then when the hood is on, then basically we don't really need to do any more work inside of here. So let's get that wiring harness and let's lay it over. So we've got some of the wiring figured out. This is the oxygen sensor wiring. It kind of installs right on there. And we're going to snake everything through the glove box. So that glove box area is going to be quite crowded. We've got powers and we've got grounds all going to be located there. And we're also going to have our S54 wiring harness, S54 E30 wiring harness. It's going to be specific to the swap. There's a whole harness that we've acquired that's going to make this swap a lot easier from the wiring perspective. It connects the C101 to the rest of the car and the S54, so it's going to be a pretty easy swap from that perspective. Now, while we do that and get that all set up, I want to show you what we did on the black trim around the windows. All right, so our guys are done. Looks great. It's hard to focus on this, but I'll have to focus afterwards. I'll show you exactly how to install these things because it's not exactly the easiest thing in the world. It takes some finesse and you only really get one shot at it. So let me put the camera down and show you exactly how to install these. So like I said, you can actually have the door kind of open a little bit. You're going to be pushing down on it, so you got to be careful about that. But there is, the bigger lip is on the top. And you want to start here. Right like that, right? And then you want to keep all of your trim at the top because that's going to end up cupping over the door trim itself. Same thing over here. Is to just kind of push on these clips that I put in. Come on. I know you want to. Come on. Let me, right here. And then this one, come on, yes. Now this guy's the last one. Now we've got our long-awaited mirror. Just sits right on there like that, and we're good. Just for reference, these are the little clips that you need. They go on a very specific way, and you need to install them onto the door prior to installing them on the trim. And this is the right way. So I'm going to put one back here. And I can just put them wherever I want, really. 2, 5. Put one right at the very bottom here. There we go. So back to the engine harness work. This is the harness that we've acquired. We've got everything here. We've got our pedal. We've got our sport button, which we may or may not use depending on the fact that we might go with a manual pedal instead of an automatic pedal. We've got our ground. We've got our OBD2 port. We've got some powers here. We've got an X6004 connector that goes into the DME. Starter wire. We've got our fuel pump relay, which is a S54 EKP module relay. We've got coolant temperature, oil temperature, all that stuff. So we've got basically everything that we need here to hook up and install onto this wiring harness. Okay. Goes there. This guy is, got this guy here. For being a minimalist, this is going to be quite complex. Oh my God. Turn it over. All right. Now, this guy, as you're doing this guy has to face up. If you can turn that up. Yours might need to be. Okay. That's it. Okay, so we've got another surprise. Today, Ruben is coming to visit, and he's actually gonna check out the car. So you'll see a little bit of his reaction on what he thinks, both good and bad, and I'm willing to take it all in. Giving all of it, right? I wanna know what I did good, what I did bad, what I need to improve on, what I need to redo or repaint, whatever. I don't care. There's still a lot left to do on this car, so it is still mid-project. And having said that, I mean, there's going to be issues that he's gonna see, that he's gonna wanna fine tune. This is the first time Ruben has seen this car since he dropped it off in March of last year, in 2023. So this is the first time he's actually seeing this, other than, of course, the 20 videos that he's seen up to now. But one of the surprises that I have for him is this. Oh, actually, I don't even want, I want to surprise you with it, but I don't care. I mean, here it is. Look at these seats. These are Recaro sport seats. I don't really know the model number. I started to assemble them, and I'm assembling the other one right now, putting the seatbelts on. The M3 badges on these actually light up, so he's going to love this. I'm actually unboxing the next one right now, and I'm gonna put them right side by side, and hopefully he'll enjoy the reveal of those seats. But yeah, this is awesome seats. They're so comfortable. They're very stiff. They hold you in place. Very nice seats, and the installation can't be easier, although we are not going to be installing them now because we have still a little bit of work to do under the dash, and we have to get the roll bar in and other things like that. So we're not putting them in, but I did want to have him at least sit in them. I think that's the most important thing, is that he actually gets to see some of the fruits of his own labor of you know, acquiring all of this stuff, you know, 5-6 years ago, and finally seeing it installed. Let's go back. So they're here. All right, so you probably have some mixed feelings, perhaps. Good feelings, questions.
I mean, it's just all the Jesus, man, all the years.
So there we go. The S54 E30, part 21. I gotta say, probably another 5 or 6 videos, and then I think we're in good shape. So we got stickers to place, we've got decals, we've got intake for the S54, and finishing up our wiring, getting this thing started. We've got insulation and cowling on the underside of the hood. We've got yellow chromate these guys. We've got to raise it up a little bit because it's slammed right now, and that's that's really low. We got some additional cowling to put in the front, but I don't know. Yeah, what do you think, Ruben?
My wishes and my dreams come true. I can't even say what this means. And seeing it the way it is right now. It's 10 years of lots of bad stuff, lots and lots of bad stuff. But you just have to take your time and find the right person, and I found the right person for this. So.
Well, thank you for that. I really appreciate it. So guys, my name is Frank from Garageaholic, and I think that just about does it for part 21 of this E30 M3 S54 swap. Tune in to the next episode where we're going to have a lot of cool stuff going on, and we're going to be doing more integration and solving problems, especially on this air system. I think the air system is going to be the next one I want. I want to get this thing sitting upright on its own. So guys, thanks a lot for watching. My name is Frank from Garageaholic, and I'm out of here. Later.